We never thought Jay-Z would be one of those guys, at least not at this early stage of the trial, but folks have been talking about how desperate Diddy and his staff are to put people under the bus. According to speculations, Diddy's attorneys have no problem with Beyoncé and Jay-Z getting engaged in his criminal mess. The problem is that Beyoncé is reportedly leaving because of whatever is purportedly on the videos. Waiting for the results. Let's spill the tea then. What specifically is on those records that she fears we will find out about? No matter what it is so awful that she might sue Jay-Z for it. You already know why Jay-Z and Beyoncé have been closely linked to this drama if you have been watching it from the start. Diddy revealed that Jay-Z was one of just 2 people in the world who could use his given name, Sean, demonstrating how close they were.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean, that's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside of family?
That should be, no, outside of my mother.
Okay, just
that should be called.
Since we don't have many receipts, Jay-Z has been the focus of most suspicion that Beyoncé was aware of Diddy's actions. There seems to be some validity to this, as there are allegations that Beyoncé is tired of Jay-Z's antics, which make her look terrible, and she will tear herself to bits. Ivy's career has only just begun, yet Jay-Z's actions during Blue's premiere have already cast her in an image. Mufasa Blue has been getting more and more attention on the Cowboy Carter tour, not to mention how fantastic her live performances have been. Blue and Beyoncé are rumored to be releasing new music shortly. Might not want Beyoncé to have never disclosed anything about her personal life, and her divorce is no exception. However, she has an image to uphold, so you can't really blame her. Jay-Z is reportedly already taking action to end things because of the unfavorable attention she has given to her newborn girl, but she is keeping it secret because she dislikes messy breakups. Keep up with and 3 kids to think about. A public crisis involving her name is the last thing she needs. According to rumors, Beyoncé might be planning a low-key leaving strategy, much like Will and Jada Smith did. An informant claims that although she plans to break up with Jay-Z, she wants to hold off on making any pronouncements until the trial is finished. She'll probably stop saying, "We've been apart for a while," and continue talking. To be honest, it's a smart approach. She maintains a clean hand and a loyal wife who doesn't know anything. She can readily capitalize on all the attention when the story eventually makes the press. Let's be truthful. Actually, it wouldn't take much for Beyoncé to rewrite the story in her favor, given all of the allegations that have been circulating over the years regarding her marriage to Jay-Z. If there was ever an opportunity to get her to leave him, this might be it, as the Beehive has been literally screaming for her to do so for a while. Additionally, the beginning of their relationship has always been viewed negatively by others. Pointed out that when Jay-Z initially began dating B, who was supposedly just 16 at the time, he was getting close to 30. In an interview, Beyoncé discussed their age difference, stating, "I was 18 when we first met. We were 19 when we started dating. No one was expecting me to rush off and be married, so there was no rush." You are aware that the impact of that age difference changes when you look back with new eyes and get married. Although they were legally coupled, fans found the age gap strange, despite her assertions that they started dating when she was 19 and Jay-Z was 31. Jay-Z stated in a 2007 interview with Charlie Rose that she was 16 years old when they first met. According to Jay-Z, they first met Beyoncé 10 years ago. Setting their first given the time frame, Jay-Z would have been 27 or 28 years old, and Beyoncé would have only been 16, so their 1997 meeting was very questionable. It's not shocking, to be honest, that Beyoncé is portrayed as the victim in this whole situation. Jay-Z is constantly the one being used online, and the idea of a grown man in his late 20s pursuing a teenage girl is guaranteed to attract attention. Let's not pretend that there haven't been allegations for years about B influencing things behind the scenes, like supposedly exploiting her position to make it harder for other artists, even though people act as if she is too innocent to ever be part of the issue. B remains above it all, and Jay keeps being roasted in spite of all the drama. When blogger Storm Ronroe made some startling claims based on her sources last year, things really started to pick up. Since then, it seems like she's been in this safe bubble where no one has really questioned her involvement in anything. Beyoncé had been quietly getting ready to leave Jay-Z and was already formulating her escape plan behind the scenes.
But what I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it, and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. Yeah, I might have to ask Jason Lee. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorce him. Okay? And she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna
After Storm Rom disclosed some startling information about Jay possibly being embroiled in a major legal fight, the prospect of Beyoncé eventually ending her relationship with Jay-Z became the buzz of the town. It isn't just another sloppy celebrity headline. We're discussing shady secrets that have the potential to shake the entire business. Had sounded the alarm first. Jaguar Wright should be commended for alerting everyone to the situation last year, soon after Cassie's lawsuit created a stir. The pieces are finally starting to fit together after Jaguar jumped in and declared that Jay-Z was next, suggesting that big measures were already being done to expose his supposedly questionable company. Drop into place. In retrospect, Diddy and Jay-Z's close relationship begins to seem a bit too convenient. Birds of a feather flock together, as they say, and now there are accusations that Jay is worse than Diddy. Diddy has already made grave and detailed accusations, so the notion that Jay might be concealing something makes you shudder. For a long time, Jay-Z was written off as the traditional unfaithful husband who cheated on Beyoncé, and let's face it, Becky with the lovely hair was just the tip of the iceberg. The darker truths that make you question what some of these superstars are doing when the lights and cameras are off are even more terrifying. I can't say that anyone is shocked if Beyoncé is indeed planning to leave because of the number of women he's dated over the years, but there are claims that she found out that Diddy and Jay-Z had been filming her without her permission, which is supposedly the last straw for her. Even worse, there are claims that during Diddy's most recent raid, federal agents discovered other recordings, including hers. According to Jaguar Wright, who was one of the first to hint that Beyoncé had a tape last year, there was a video that showed her in a compromising situation, and that Beyoncé was unaware that she was being filmed. The tape has a considerable chance of leaking now.
Because the Diddy. Oh! Diddy done turned over tapes. Allegedly, with the Carters, in some freak off. And the Beyonce. How on the go? And the tapes had.
She claims that everything was done in secret, and that Beyoncé was unaware that a covert camera was recording everything. Attorney Ariel Mitchell-Kidd supported this by stating that she was called by a different client who asked her to assist in facilitating the sale of a tape that included one of the most well-known celebrities in the business. The celebrity was obviously unaware that they were being filmed, according to Ariel.
Was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes.
Yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and
correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No, I
tape.
can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen steals of the video.
Okay. You can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video. And I can tell the video was graphic in nature.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, did he? And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows their.
I don't think anyone would hold Beyoncé responsible if she got divorced over this. But yes, it is really intrusive. Although it's a challenging issue, please leave your opinions in the space provided below, and then watch the next video.